welcome back to TimberBorn. And first thing to say is I am on the road at the moment. I am in a hotel, so things might sound a little bit different. I'm playing on my laptop, which, if you're a regular to the channel, is not actually anything particularly new. I record most of my other game footage that's not TimberBorn on this laptop, and then do commentary and stuff separately. But with TimberBorn, I just play and talk and record. So the sound quality might be a little bit different because I've got a laptop churning away in front of me, and I'm in a strange room and that kind of thing. So please bear with me, but I wanted to keep building on the success of these videos that they're doing really quite well for me for a regular video, and so wanted to try and get something else out. Why do we have hungry beavers when they have really quite a lot of food? What we don't seem to have in this district is very many logs, which is kind of confusing. I guess actually we don't have that much land planted for timber harvesting, which is maybe something we need to address. And I'm not sure how we address that. We do have this area over here, but when we get a bad tide, that will be less good. I guess we can see that actually most of it might be okay. We could blast it down and try and plant a bunch of trees there. This was not what I planned to do today, but it kind of occurred to me that actually we have a bit of a problem. So we should probably try and address it. And I guess I'm not sure. That's a really useful statement, isn't it? And we could open that up, but we're really quite red over here. So we're green here. I'm wondering if we carry the path on around here and plant this area up, and we could push some hydration into here and maybe plant some of this as well. I kind of like that idea. So let's think ahead. I don't need water going that way particularly, but it wouldn't kill us if some went a little bit further because it would hydrate this. So let's run a path down here. I'm still paused, which I don't really need to be, but let's take a few minutes to think, and then we'll start time running. So I'm going to levy this area off completely, and that will push water this way. But I don't think we want unlimited water going through here. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how it flows and how things behave. But I think probably we want to maybe dam across here. And if we use dams, we'll let some water through, but we'll hold some water back. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we need to get here, so we can just actually continue this path across here. We'll use bridges, because using bridges is nicer in some of these situations. So that looks like a 4 wide gap. There's a 5 wide gap. No, is the height different? The height's different. That's going to make it really hard to build a bridge across. How do I want to do that? Do I want to build a bridge? I don't think I'm going to build a bridge. I think we're going to this. This should never be bad water. he says confidently. So what we're going to do is ladder, ladder, and path, and path. And when I say ladder, I mean stairs, obviously, and stairs. So, and then we need to run a path along here. We could bung in a lumberjack to start cutting down these. I will get to my actual plan in a bit. This just seems like a bit of an issue that we probably should deal with, you know. And I'm sure some of you have already told me recently that I need, in fact, I know some of you did tell me that I needed to plant more forest pretty early on, actually. So, yep, you were definitely right. I was wrong. Well, I don't think I disagreed with you, but I didn't do it. So, you know, that suggests I was wrong. So let's get that in as well. And then once those are built, we'll knock these out, and then we'll see where we hydrate, and then we'll plan on putting a forester in. So that should sort that out. I don't actually remember what I spoke about maybe doing. I think I did speak about trying to deepen this, and we could do that, and we could add in another layer of pumps if we wanted to pump more out. I remember we did put in a whole load of extra water storage last time, which was probably not a bad idea. Looks like we're getting close to having a that can be at half. Close to having a drought again soon. So what level does this kick in? So it's currently at 0.36, and it will pump down to 0.1. I think we want that to be more like up here, so we keep this fuller. So that's that. And then we have our new district, which is mostly built. So the plan is that once they've built this and filled everything, we'll put a district crossing in here. We'll put a district center in somewhere. I'm going to unmark these trees for destruction, because that seems kind of silly now when I'm worrying about how much wood we've not got. So, and these guys are going to need some wood, so because they have a two-phase job. The first phase is to straighten this, and I think what I want to do is straighten it down here. So we're going to have to move this flood defense in too. We will then blast this off and blast down here off, and long term we'll work on filling these bits in, and then we'll put a bunch of water wheels in. One long-term project I would like to do, and I'm not sure actually because it might be bad overall, but I would like to take some of this corner off. Or what I might actually do is cut a channel straight through here and put some floodgates in. And the reason that I would like to do that is because when we get a bad tide, we get bad water stuck in here. If we could have some fresh water shooting straight through, that would flush that through quicker. So that's something that I'm thinking would be a good idea. Yep. So, and then the other thing that we did at the end of the last one was setting up our let's prioritize them building that pile. So new scrap metalers. So we have a whole bunch of jobs to do really. Is Tapper Shack dude. So we're nearly at the point where we're getting maple syrup. We are getting sunflowers. So then we will be able to make catalyst. And at that point, I'll start thinking about putting in the bot infrastructure. So we want that to be on obtain. So we've got our few Lidos in. How are we doing for numbers of beavers? We have a few spare in this district, and we have none spare in this district. So I think we do need to expand the housing that we started to build over here. So let's do that. I'm sorry I'm jumping around a lot. I'm just kind of getting back up to speed. It feels like quite a long time since I played TimberBorn, and I'm not actually sure when the last time was. So I'd got, obviously with update 5, so that I was playing pretty much every day, and then it's been a bit of a gap. So it's taking me a little while to get reorganized and get my head around where I was. So housing, we'll put those guys in, and they can get that built, and then once the housing's built, we'll cut off the current situation, I guess. And I'm going to have to, I think, run a path back here, and we'll put a district center in back here, kind of there. So, and then we'll get them working on this project. So they just need to build the houses. So I'm actually going to high prioritize those so they get them done, and then we can set this district up. And then we'll come back to that. They have nearly cleared out these trees, which is cool, although we probably want more trees growing. So how's this? So this district is fine for trees. It's just this district. And are we importing logs? We are not, so we should enable that and do import if needed. So that should help with that. That should help with that. So, and then hopefully they can build some of this stuff, because I bet some of it is waiting on logs. Oh yeah, I started building our big Jenga tower for the crops that we were planting or have planted. So we've got our new farms in. Right. Rather than destroy these trees, we should just put in a lumberjack flag. That seems more sensible when I'm literally worrying about planting more trees and then have trees set to be destroyed. That doesn't seem the brightest thing in the world, does it? So they just need, there we go. So let's pause that. Why does this? Oh, I built the house the wrong way around. How dumb am I? Don't answer that question. Thank you very much. So let's build that again. Beavers, I apologize. Could you come rebuild that for me nice and quickly? And then I think the first thing we want to do is bung in a couple of lumberjack flags and get these trees all cut down. We'll put a staircase here, and I wonder if can they reach, if they had stairs they can reach, and they can cut down all of these trees. So let's get that going. Everything's built, so let's pause. Let's cut the path. Let's do a district crossing there, and they can get that built for us. That would be rather nice. And I don't think we really need much going on over here, so I'm just going to have this at 2, and we'll sort out the district management once they've actually built this, which we will prioritize to get done fairly quickly. And we actually have some nice farmable land over here, particularly if we knock some of this down. Because this is inside our water area, so yeah, that would, why are you not coming all the way out? Oh, we don't need these here anymore. That was dumb. No, they were still filling those up because we had them set up for our other stuff. So they're still building that. I think I'm going to. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know. I'm going to think really slowly. It's been quite a long day at work today, so I'm going to prioritize. Oh, it's a dark tide coming in. I'm going to prioritize building that first, and then I'm going to second priority getting this done so that we can get our second forest up and going, because that's going to take quite a while to establish itself. So I don't really want to be messing around too much waiting for that. So we need to keep an eye on the days, because I've got some of this automated, but I'm not sure I've got all of it automated. So that's a thing. Right, let's pause this. Pause. Thank you. Let's join that up. And then, right, we want, basically, I didn't build a hauling post. That was a bit of a dumb move. So the first job for these guys will be to build a hauling post. I need, how many, I don't want to build a frickin' path on top of the house. I have 18 beds, and we 4, 8, 12, 13, 14. Basically 18 beavers we want to bring in. So I have a thing I want to do as well. So 18. Let's run this on slow. So they will come over. Why is it saying that those goods build a hauling post in district? Yeah, I'm literally planning to. So we have, I might just let that do its thing. But it reminded me of something that I was going to do. Aha! I still like the suggested name, and this area has grown beyond it, but I still like the suggested name in here for the metal tails. So that's what we're going to call this area. And I would like your suggestions for names for the new district. So suggestions on a postcard or any other media that you choose to use. Maybe a YouTube comment. That would be good. So we are starting to get maple syrup. So we have maple syrup in our tank. So we can start making catalyst. So let's get you going. And once we've got some catalyst stored up over here, we will start building the bots, and then we will get to the mine. Right. Yes. So suggestions for a name for this district, go. Also, if you've just found my channel thanks to watching these TimberBorn videos and you're enjoying them, you could really help me out by subscribing. I've just passed 5,000 subscribers, but you know, there's always room for more. So feel free. Right. So we are starting to cut trees down. we want to start building our new flood defense or our new bad tide defense. And we need to start off. This worked really well before. It's going to cost us some crops in here, but I'm not too worried about that. So we're going to go across here. We can actually delete this path. So let's do that. Don't delete those floodgates by mistake. That would be so bad. Yeah, we delete that path. Probably worth putting in actually a bit of a staircase there to shorten the route to build the rest of these. Because we can't do that. Actually, we probably want to delete that path now so I don't accidentally keep doing that. And so we don't encourage the beavers from the other districts to come all the way over here like they are to build those. So that's these guys' jobs. So yeah, I think we probably are going to need a bit more accommodation. And what I'm going to do is blast out that. And then we'll have to do some of it another layer deeper. So we don't have extract over here, but I'm not expecting to need huge amounts of deep dynamiting. So that should be okay. That should be okay. Probably what I should have done is left some space to get a path out through here. That would have been sensible, but I think maybe we chuck in a campfire is probably enough. I want to try and boost their well-being up a fair bit, so we're going to do a campfire. We're going to do a shrine. We're going to do some well-being stuff. We're going to do a shrub here and here. We're going to put some roofs on their houses. We could put a bulletin pole in somewhere. I don't know where. I really don't know where. Let's bung it up here so when they come use the campfire, they feel more awesome. Actually, what we could do is rather than putting a roof there, we could do a single platform and well-being a rooftop terrace there. So, and the other thing that I think I'm going to do is, because it only uses logs, is chuck in a farmer monument, and I probably want to put that there because that'll get everyone in their houses at least. So you guys might want to shift out the way for a second. Close your eyes and hit the button and go. Hey, no beavers died in the demolishing of that piece of land. So that will let's put in another house. So that's pretty cool. I'm just thinking, do these have... They potentially have access to a lot more wood over here once the bad tide's been through. So we'll get a bunch of the infrastructure set up. We'll get them to... and this is what I was saying about I didn't plan very well in terms of how I placed all of this stuff, because we're going to have to do that to get down here. And then we can get rid of all of this stuff. And then we can put a forester in here and plant a bunch of trees. So let's plan for there to be a forester here. And he can plant a bunch of trees. And obviously they can bring wood in from the other district as well. Let's speed up time properly. I don't know why I'm playing on single time. Apart from the fact that my brain is very definitely running on single time. So there is that. Did I put in the last... I did not put in the last floodgate, so... And then actually what I'm going to do is... If I put a... Actually... Yeah, I'm going to put a staircase up here. So I spoke last time about the idea of automating some of this stuff. And I would quite like to at least try automating this one initially off of more than just bad tide, not bad tide. Because at the moment it doesn't open automatically. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a stream gauge down here. We might end up moving this, but we're going to link whether we open this off of... No, we're not going... Yeah, we are going to put it there because I'm then going to take some of this corner away with dynamite, I think. So that will be fine. Let's put a path in there. So kind of want... These beavers have pretty good well-being at the moment. So I'm going to let them do some of this building and import some stuff as they go. So they're bringing in loads of other fuel. Why are they bringing in biofuel? Geez, they do not need to bring in biofuel. In fact, most of this stuff they do not need to bring in. Extract, we could have them always import. But most of this stuff they don't need to bring in at all. Books, we could tell them to always import, although I don't know if we've got a route to get books. So yeah, let's do that. They never need to import any of these food ingredients at the moment. So let's do that as well. And then from this side, we'll let them do their thing for a bit and then we'll sort that out. So cool. How are we doing? So what are we working on over here? We've got our scrap metal up. That is set to supply, which is cool. We actually have 30 kits and 18 vacancies. So when the kits grow up, we'll be okay actually. So that's fine. But we're not actually, I don't think, really building anything over here at the moment, which I always feel, it feels to me like I should always be building something. So I think what we're going to do is, did we dynamite this as deep as it can go? We did. Okay. So maybe I need to think about putting another reservoir in, and I wonder whether we just start deepening this one to be too deep. And I think I'll put it on like lower priority. But I think we start, actually maybe we go all in and let's get them to build that, and then I'll know how far I can come across. And here comes the bad tide. So let's check our situation, shall we? So this is up. That's good. This is up. That is also good. This is not up. That is bad. This needs to go all the way up. There we go. These need to go all the way down. There we go. So that's up. That's up and stays up. And I think that's our new bad tide defense, and it's a 6-day bad tide sorted. So let's just watch and see. So we've got a bit of flooding, a bit of bad tide flooding there, which is interesting. So a lot of, that's bad tide. We are going to be getting infected beavers over here. That's bad. Let's pause all the things. And we're going to not have a minimum of 18. We're going to have a minimum of 0. And we're going to send those all back to the other district because that's bad. That's a monster bad tide. That's actually come through into our main water area, which is not good. So that's a new feature. That's a new feature. Not sure if it counts as a bug or a feature, but that we're going to need to rework all of this. I need to be pausing the district crossings so that they are not going in there. Because that's a pretty toxic soup. So we need to make this higher. We need to make these higher. We need to build this up. Because that's pretty bad. That is a gnarly bad tide. We have not seen one of those. That's pretty new to me. Mega bad tide, I guess. I don't think it's been like this anyway. So I'm wondering how many contaminated beavers we got from this little disaster. And you can see that there is, in fact, bad tide slowly spreading through and is going to affect things, which sucks. And there's not a lot we can do about that new feature, I don't think, except try and flush it through and accept that this area all dries out. We might have to do that. This is new and bad. So this is definitely going to have been the thumbnail because that's screwed my plans pretty royally. So, oh well, how are we looking down here? We are at least protecting the farm down here, which is cool. You can go for now. And we'll hook you up so that they can then build this. Have they built that? They have. That's cool. Let's ignore how bad it is up the other end of the map. That's been built, which is cool. So we have a decent amount of water. That's dry, which is bad. I didn't really plan very well for that, but I might be panicking about over here because this is not good. That is a lot of bad tide that has overtopped and come into here. So we really will be, yep, because that looks like that's flooded. Okay, so we do, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. We need to pull that bad water through. And take the hit and get it flushed out. And maybe dried out. We will recover. I guess I know that much. We will recover, but this is not brilliant. It really isn't. I mean, these guys are still pumping, even with all that contamination, but yeah, not ideal in the slightest. I did not expect that, and it's coming back through here. Oh gosh. Oh, it's almost overtopping this as well. We don't really have, so what we need to do is this side I'm not worried about. We need to push these up to be too high to defend that. We need to make this too high to defend that. And we need to fix this. Because this is bad. And how they're pumping water out of that, I do not know. How many contaminated beavers we're going to have, I do not know. I hate to think, if I'm honest. We've got houses that are flooded or contaminated. Oh, it's never easy, is it? The game just keeps. Do you know what I blame for this? I blame some idiot that said in the comments, I really like how you'll do something and then the game will throw you a complete curveball challenge. And that is what this is. This is a complete curveball challenge. It's fixable, but we are going to have to recover. I'm thinking that preemptively I should be building some more decontamination chambers. So what we're going to do is move the path over, and then we can build some decontamination chambers off of here. Now they are under well-being, mate, are they? Yeah, well-being. So I think we need to do that, and I think we need those to be high priority builds. In fact, they are already getting after it. So well done, beavers. Oh, our maple syrup forest is dead. Oh, it's just desolated things. I'm so glad this is just hanging on. This is all dry. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. At least we're pumping water there. We've pumped all the water out of here. We have plenty of water stored. Oh, wow. Wow. So I said some things that were done in the past. Yes, you did. Thank you. I'm glad you agree. So you might have seen in the previous video that I had unlocked, because I was curious, the bigger water pump. I think we are going to employ that to make a deeper filled reservoir here, because I think one of the things that we need is the ability to store a fair bit more water in here, but we're limited by the fact that the flow is quite slow, and we can't really go much deeper because then it won't flow through the rest of here. So we can't go deeper, but we can go higher. So I am going to think very slowly and fill for time. No. We're going to replace these with higher floodgates. We are going to replace these with triple height floodgates, and we can get a 4 deep reservoir in here. We're going to make that medium priority. So we have 1.9 days. We've just had constant bad tide flowing through here. We have 1 contaminated beaver already. We do have 3 pods now, I believe. Where did I put the other pod? There. So yeah, we do have pods. Where is the contaminated beaver? Okay, it's in the other district. That's fine. So yeah, we are going to make this deeper. So we are going to need to build a bunch of levees, which kind of sucks because we don't have that much wood. But you know, we need to get this built, so let's just suck it up and do it. And then once they've built the floodgates, we can remove that. We are going to need to power a deep water pump. So that's a thing. We have another day to go of enduring this. I want to say a phrase that I'm not going to say. Cluster duck. This is definitely a cluster duck. So, yeah. Things are really, really ducked up. This has dried out. Oh, everything's gone badly. So... Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Basic. No. Just let me control you. Disable during bad tide. Let me control you, please, because you've just brought bad tide into all of that, which is going to ruin those houses. Oh. Right. I need to be able... We're going to make this too high, aren't we? So this can be filled with water that is too high through to here. So we need to reconnect. There's going to be a lot of building to do when this bad tide is gone. I can tell you that for now. So one of my plans is to build... Why do I sound like the Count? I don't know. Probably because I'm kind of panicking. We are going to store deeper water in this bit because we can. We are going to ignore the disaster that is all of this dead stuff. I'm guessing these trees... So these ones haven't died, so we will have some. And we are getting some catalyst built up. So, yeah. Glad I didn't plant all that dynamite. Really glad I didn't plant all that dynamite. So let's look at basics. They've got plenty of water. They've got plenty of food. These guys have got... Where's the freaking district centre in here? Plenty of water, plenty of food. So we've got the basics covered, so that's okay. One thing I think we do need to think about, and I probably don't have many spaces for it, is... I might tackle that another day. I was thinking about we need to put in a bunch of a bunch of like small water tanks in places so that if the beavers are thirsty they can just grab a drink. Well, the bad tide's over. Yay. Let's demolish, and demolish. So that's going to let water into this bit. And maybe what I actually want to do once I've demolished those is put some dams in. So we'll see. Right, let's have a look up in the disaster zone. So this may as well go down. These may as well be down, and let's just push a bunch of good water through and try and clear this all out. But it's still flushing through bad water up here. And again, this is why I would like a channel cut through here so that we could just push clean water through here. Right, we can reopen this district. So let's pause. Unpause, 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 unpause. Migrate population, District 3, 18. There we go. Right, they can get back to work. And what we need to do is Let's just play on slow. Let's just play on slow, shall we? We need to delete all of these. Yay! We need to think about how we're going to reshape this area. I think we will do high priority. High priority. Have you lot come back yet? You are on your way back. So that is good. This is still all flushing through. Do we have clean water here yet? We do not. Because it's limited by how quickly it can go through here. So let's open this up now because this looks somewhat clean. And I guess we're just going to have to go this way. Oh, cool. They built the 4 highs. Let's just eat a bite of that sandwich. You know the one. Get this done and move on. It's not a nice sandwich, but we're just going to get it done. If we all take a little bite, it'll be easier. So it looks like we've got clean water up here. So I'm going to open a few of these initially. And that will start nice water flooding down here. And that will help hopefully push out some of this bad water that we brought in. So we still haven't got rid of this pocket, which is a bit of a pain and is still affecting this area. So that's just going to take its time, I think. And until it's cleared out, I don't want to be putting stuff in there. So, right. Okay, let's pause and think. I am going to... I don't need to do that. So, let's start building our new construction. We need to levee all the way across here. And we can now delete the piece of path, and delete the part here, and delete the part here, and delete the part here. And we need to put levees in all the way to there, and then we will put some path along here so they can build all of those. We then need to put floodgates too high all the way along here. And we then need to put levees all the way along here. And these guys can hopefully cut most of these trees down. And that will be that. So that's the start of that. We then need 2 paths. We have paths over here. We need to put a levee in here. And then we need to... We can actually do that now. So we are going to delete all of these. And they're going to be replaced by... This is going to change so much of the dynamics. But we need to make this change because otherwise we're going to be kind of screwed. So let's do that. We need to get up on here. So we are going to build a pair of staircases. And then we are going to do, and this is just because it will be easier so beavers don't get trapped. We are going to do this. And they can do all of that. That's all too high. And now we need to close these up, and we need to delete all of this. And we need to replace this with, actually I didn't need to delete some of that, but hey, you know, when you're panicking, as they say. So, and that really caused me to panic, if you hadn't guessed. Priority, high priority, please. And hey, you know that warehouse, those two warehouses that I knocked down? Yeah, we need them back. Or piles. Pile. Logs. Planks. High priority build. High priority build. Obtain. And then I think we'll do the same here. We'll do that and that. We'll do high priority. No, obtain. Logs. And planks. And they are hammering through that. So that'll be too high. That'll be too high. We were okay down here. So that's all okay. They're getting this built. This doesn't need to be that high. It can be down. Water's flooding through here. Water's flooding through here. Water's flooding through all of this. So let's start to, so this actually is just not filling up because this needs to be pushed up. So that can be that. This can go, this is on a half. This can go up to a half. I wonder if this can go higher than a half. Can this go to 1.5? I think maybe it can. So that's that. That's at a half. So once that's filled that, and they can repopulate this, these trees can be regrown. Awesome. This is recovered. We only got one contaminated beaver from all of that. These can go back up. These can go back up. And these are on a controlled thing. This is all cleared out. So now we can go triple dynamite. We can go all the way across. So let's do this and all of this. And we'll see how they get on with that. So this is all refilled. This has been almost built, which is very cool. So we need to do a basic. When drought starts, go to 1. When drought ends, stay, or 2 even. When bad tide starts, when bad tide ends. They are progressing this, which is cool. There are no more trees to cut down, but there are going to be trees planted. So let's do oak trees because they are the bestest. And how far he can go all the way to this corner. So let's do that. So that's a lot of oaks. Some of those he can't get to, but as many as he can get to will be very cool. So we're now reliant on wood being brought in. So I'm going to up this to 4. And yeah. So these guys are starting to breed beavers, which is good. And we can continue this construction. Probably need a path for them to be able to build along here. So let's do that. And I know I said I wasn't going to destroy trees, but those two are just going to get destroyed. They are in the way. So, cool, that side's all built. So, in worst case, what we could do is if we're really struggling, we could just cut across here. But I would rather go all the way down here. We'll see how we're doing for time and logs and stuff. Those are fresh blueberry seedlings which need to go, please. And they will be replaced by just a bit of path for now. Right. This is largely built, which is really cool. So they're cracking through that. This path can now be, oh no, they're still doing stuff, so I'm gonna let them do stuff. Shouldn't, but they are. So this is built, which is cool, and we need this to be down to let water through, please. Into here, because we have yet to actually, oh, we have got water into here, so that's kind of cool. That's actually done more than I expected. So let's put in a forester. And we'll put you there. And we'll put in a few lumberjacks sprinkled around. And then up here, we will put in a storage, a couple of storages for the logs you are going to be producing. And then we will just coat this area in trees, because trees are good. More trees are needed. So, initially, it's going to be a struggle for one forester to get all of these planted. But once they're planted, then it shouldn't be a problem. They should be able to keep up just fine. So that's why I'm going completely fill the whole area, and then we'll deal with how it works out, is kind of my view. So I think I can get a few more in there, and then we are going to do a cut across the whole area. So let's get all of it filled in. Nice little colouring job. And that means they can cut down the few trees that are here already, which will be good, because then we can plant decent trees. These are going to be for logs, and they will be set to supply. And I missed a bit. And if we're going to plant all of the oak trees, we'll plant all of the oak trees. And I guess technically we could plant over here. I'm curious, if I put a ladder here, how much more could he plant? So let's let them do their thing and we will see. So everything has now recovered. They have built most of that side of the wall. I'm guessing they probably can't actually get to some of this side. Yeah, so we need to address that. Probably I am going to need to delete some crops there so that we can put in a path so they can get up to there. And probably I am going to need to put a staircase there and then come across so they can build across here. And then what we need to do is delete this, delete that, delete that, delete that, put another levee there and there, and that is already a 3 high platform, so we need to change that. We need to add a 1 high platform to that, and then we are going to need to build some ladders up there, so we'll do that. And then we will need to get across here. We will need to actually build up these some more, which is going to be fun. So can we push this up even more? Or will that stop water flowing? Let's have a look and see. And I'm already at an hour. Wow. Time sure does fly when the brown stinky stuff hits the big whirly thing. So let's just fill in all these gaps. And yeah, as I said, we probably don't need all of, in fact, we probably don't need any of these lumberjacks sitting here at the moment. So now he can plant a tiny bit more. He can't actually plant the bit that I've set to be planted, but we will put in a few trees over here that can be planted. So actually we'll leave those because maybe we'll put another forester in up here. But this is working. This has hydrated a lot of land, which is kind of cool. I don't think it's impacting our water management particularly. And maybe we could desynchronize and close up a few of these to make this a bit higher. And they are progressing this very nicely, which is good. And we can now do levees all the way to the end. And we have paths all the way to the end. And that should protect us if we get another ridiculous bad tide. I'm not going to delete these yet, just until we've got our new defense in place. So, but this one is in place. Our reservoir is nicely full. This is all built. So what we need to do now is what I said I was going to do a moment ago, and kind of forgot, kind of saw that these guys were being a bit cheaty and not relying on a path. And we are going to put in a floodgate that is too high, and yet we'll have that at 1.5. That seems fine to me. We actually have some flooding over here. That's because of what I've done here, I guess. So maybe we need to put that down to 1.5 and let some water out. That seems to be yep. Don't look, it's fine. It's fine. So dynamite's going in. Dynamite is going in very quickly, which is cool. So they've nearly got this built, which was not planned, but is good. So what we're going to need to do then, I'm actually going to let them finish building it, but what I want to do then is we're going to go up and over and across to here and cut all these trees down because there's a good supply of wood there. Although this guy is clearly doing a sterling job. He's doing, as they say in Farm Sim Land, he is doing a power of work. So I did not actually think and put in any lumberjack flags. So we're going to need to do that. So we'll spot a few of those around. And we'll go. These guys are on it. And did I set? I did not set this to actually be cut once they've grown. So let's sort that, and then we can clear this cut area because it's already all being cut down. Oh, geez, that was a stressful one today, folks. That was a stressful one. So this is in, and hopefully it being 1.5 is actually not working because it's stopping water unless we push. No, not all of them. I want to desynchronize and do 1. Basically, I want to try and make this area a little bit deeper. So these are on, these should be on 1. So we'll let water through into here. Yep, that's cool. But basically, I want to try and make this deeper, which I am not really achieving. So what we'll do is we'll make this 1 and see if that works. Because I really need water coming through into here. So, okay. That idea didn't work. Fair enough. Fair enough. Not all of my ideas are going to work, let's be honest. So this is about as high as we can have the water, I think. So probably, and put that to 1/2. We need to, when drought starts, set to, when drought ends, set to 1/2. When bad tides start, I'm just going to do this for now. Just to get us situated in case there is, or there will be a drought, there will be a bad tide. Let's be honest. So drought 2, drought ends 1/2, bad tide 2, bad tide ends, you stay at 2. And then these are desynchronized. These ones are synchronized. When drought starts, you go to 2. When drought ends, you go to 1/2. Bad tide is 2 and 2 for now. And then when bad tide starts, you go to 0. And when bad tide ends, you stay at 0. So they're hammering through this, which is brilliant. Whether they'll get it done before we get the warning, who knows? Let's have a look at, wow, again, powered through this. So I'm going to, no, we'll wait, we'll let them place it and then we'll detonate it, because otherwise that's going to end badly. So we've got a whole load of catalyst. We could actually have 2 of them producing catalyst. And I think now is the time to think about placing the bot factory. So I'm not going to go nuts like I did last time. I think we're just going to do a bank of 3 bot part factories and 2 assemblers. So yeah, nowhere near the levels of crazy that I did before. we are going to need to tap into power. And I think the way we'll do that is we'll put a piece of dynamite there and there. And then we'll come in and we'll spur power across, basically. I think that's the plan. And that way things will probably be okay. So these are going to be unhappy because they don't have power yet. So as they get built, we'll pause them and we'll probably sort power next time, because it is like an hour and 10 minutes into the episode. And I could do with a little bit of a break and to check that this video actually sounds half decent, because it mentioned at the start that I am on the road. So, and I think the perfect way to end today's video, we're actually going to fast forward to the daytime, is we are going to detonate 3 days to a bad tide. So let's bang some priority on that. I think these guys do not have lots of logs, but I'm going to pause one of the builders, which means we can max this out, and I'm going to max this out, and hopefully they bring in many more logs. The alternative is we go, screw it, let's just cut across here. Right, that would be 1, 2, 3. That would only be 4 levies. I think we're going to do that. I think I'm going to make the call that we are going to deprioritize building these, and we are going to high prioritize building these. Please, beavers, change of plan. Change of plan, beavers. Emergency measures. We do not need these floodgates now, so we can delete all of these. That's going to be fine. When the bad tide's gone, we can maybe think about picking up these extra resources. So seeing as you're coming this way, let's build you a path, shall we? There you go. There you go. Right, let's detonate this, and then we'll go back to... in fact, we'll detonate this. The bad tide we will deal with next time. So I'm going to... got it paused. I'm going to do there. And I'm going to do there. And we're going to run it on slow. If you've got earphones in, and I haven't edited this well, I'm sorry. Boom. It's a thing of beauty. It truly is. So what we need to work on doing now is removing this. If we get bad tide coming here, we are pretty screwed, because it's going to sit deep in here for ages. But yeah, I didn't actually plan this out very well. So what we're going to do is come over here and place a bunch of triple dynamite there. We'll get that blown out. We'll take this down to be the same level, and we'll go from there. And yeah, I am going to say thank you for watching, folks. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It was a bit of a disaster, but I think we've got a recovery going well. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Thank you to all the new viewers. The response has been great to these videos, and I will see you next time.